It's no secret that as we get older, our bodies and minds go through a lot of changes. And let's face it, sometimes it can feel like we're just not as sharp or energetic as we used to be. But here's the thing, age doesn't have to mean slowing down or losing out on the things that make life truly enjoyable. In fact, there are simple things you can do to boost your health and energy, and improve your longevity in ways you might not expect. In this video, I want to talk to you about something that may sound a little surprising. Did you know that only about 5% of seniors can do a few key things after 70? These aren't just regular activities like getting out of bed or having a conversation. I'm talking about habits and actions that can truly transform your health and vitality as you age. But here's the good news, you don't have to be part of that 5% to feel better. In fact, with a few changes, you can start improving your quality of life right now. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 things that only the healthiest, happiest seniors seem to do, and how you can start implementing them in your own life today. Let's kick things off with the first one. One of the things that really sets people apart as they age is how they manage their mobility. We all know that staying active is important, but what exactly does it mean to move well as you get older? Well, it's more than just walking a few steps a day or getting in a little exercise. It's about moving with purpose, keeping your joints flexible and maintaining balance. You see, this kind of mobility is vital, and it's something that only a small percentage of older adults truly master. Think about it. Have you ever watched someone who seems to glide across the room with ease, or you notice them picking up something from the ground without hesitation? That's not just luck, it's the result of years of intentional movement, stretching and strength training. Now you might be thinking, I don't have time for a full workout, and I'm not sure if I can do all those complicated exercises. But don't worry, you don't need to become a gym goer or spend hours working out. It's about finding simple ways to work in some daily movement. A lot of times it's just about using what you've got and adding small habits throughout the day that keep you moving in a way that promotes joint health, improves circulation, and boosts energy. Start with something simple like stretching every morning. Gentle stretches can help improve your flexibility, reduce stiffness, and increase blood flow, things that can help you feel less achy and more mobile. The key here is consistency, not intensity. Even a 10-minute stretch can make a big difference, especially when you build it into your routine. The second thing that really stands out in the healthiest seniors is how they take care of their hearts. It's easy to assume that heart health is something you only need to worry about when you start feeling symptoms. But the truth is, the earlier you pay attention to your heart, the better. And here's the kicker, heart health isn't just about exercise. It's about the foods you eat, your stress levels, and even your mental health. Eating a heart-healthy diet after 70 can make all the difference in how you feel day to day. I'm sure you've heard the saying, you are what you eat, and that couldn't be truer when it comes to longevity. The healthiest seniors often have diets rich in vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These foods don't just support heart health, they help you maintain energy and a positive mood throughout the day. You don't need to become a nutrition expert overnight, but little changes can go a long way. Maybe it's adding more leafy greens to your meals, or cutting back on processed foods. Perhaps it's swapping out a sugary snack for something like a handful of almonds, which are great for your heart and provide lasting energy. These small choices can have a huge impact over time. The third habit that the healthiest seniors often practice is managing their stress. I know, easier said than done, right? But here's the thing. Chronic stress can take a serious toll on your body. It affects everything from your immune system to your mental sharpness, and yes, even your heart health. But what makes these 5% of seniors different is how they manage the ups and downs of life. Stress doesn't go away as we get older, but the way we handle it can really change. Successful stress management is all about finding those pockets of peace in your day. Whether that's taking a walk in nature, reading a good book, or practicing deep breathing exercises, these moments of calm not only help you relax, but they can improve your overall health and well-being. And remember, managing stress doesn't always mean eliminating it completely. Sometimes it's about creating healthy boundaries and learning how to let go of things that are out of your control. It's a process, but it's one that can lead to a healthier, more peaceful life as you age. Now that we've touched on the first 3 things that really contribute to senior health and longevity, I hope you're starting to see how these habits are more about small changes that build up over time. But don't worry, we still have 2 more incredibly important habits to talk about that can make a huge difference in how you feel, how you move, and how you live. So let's dive into those next. By now, you've probably realized that there's no magic pill for staying healthy and feeling vibrant as you age, but here's the beautiful truth. The small, consistent habits you build into your day-to-day life can have an extraordinary impact. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. 2 more habits that, when practiced regularly, can not only improve how you feel now, but also help you live a longer, happier life. so let's continue where we left off. Now that we've talked about moving well, eating for heart health, and managing stress, let's shift gears a little. One of the most powerful things that the healthiest seniors do is take care of their minds. I don't just mean keeping your brain active by doing puzzles or reading, though those things are important too. What I'm talking about is engaging with life in a way that nurtures your emotional and mental well-being, and finding purpose even as you age. As we get older, it's easy to feel like we've done it all, or that there's nothing new to learn, but I want to challenge that mindset, because the healthiest seniors are lifelong learners. They never stop growing. They keep finding new things to be excited about, whether it's learning a new hobby, picking up a second language, or simply spending time with people who bring them joy. The idea here is that when you engage your mind in meaningful ways, you don't just stay mentally sharp, you also stay happier and more fulfilled. For example, one of the most joyful experiences I've seen is when older adults start taking up something they've always wanted to try, like painting or photography. There's a sense of wonder that comes with discovering something new, and it can reignite a spark in your life. I know it can feel intimidating to start something new, especially if it's not something you've tried before, but remember, it's not about being perfect or becoming an expert, it's about the experience and the joy that comes from trying. And if you don't want to pick up a new hobby, that's totally fine too. Engaging with the world around you in a new way can also be as simple as nurturing your relationships with others. When was the last time you really reached out to a friend, or made a new one? Social connections are absolutely essential, not just for our mental health, but for our longevity. The healthiest seniors tend to surround themselves with a network of people who share their values, who make them laugh, and who keep them feeling young at heart. Whether it's a weekly coffee date with a friend, or joining a local group or club, staying socially active is something that shouldn't be overlooked. The second habit I want to focus on might sound a bit surprising, but trust me, it's absolutely crucial: sleep. I know many of us in our 60s and beyond think we're just supposed to accept that a good night's sleep is a thing of the past. Maybe you find yourself waking up multiple times in the middle of the night, or you can't seem to get enough rest even after a full night. But the truth is, your sleep habits are one of the most important contributors to your overall health, and it's never too late to improve them. There's this common misconception that as we age, our bodies just need less sleep, but that's simply not the case. In fact, sleep is even more important as we get older because it's during that deep sleep stage that our bodies repair themselves, our brains process information, and we restore our energy levels. When we skimp on sleep, it can lead to all sorts of problems, like increased stress, higher risk of chronic diseases, and even cognitive decline. So what can you do to improve your sleep? Well, it's all about creating a routine that encourages your body to relax and fall into a restful state. Start by setting a consistent bedtime. This helps regulate your internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. And as tempting as it might be to watch TV or scroll through your phone before bed, those blue lights can actually interfere with your sleep cycle. Instead, try winding down with a relaxing activity, whether it's reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing some light stretching. Another tip is to be mindful of what you eat and drink before bedtime. Heavy meals or too much caffeine late in the day can keep you up at night, so try to keep your dinner light and aim to avoid caffeine in the afternoon. A small snack that's rich in tryptophan, like a little turkey or some yogurt, can help promote better sleep. And don't forget the importance of creating a comfortable sleep environment. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet, and make sure your mattress and pillows are supportive. You might be wondering, what does all this have to do with longevity? Well, here's the thing: good sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It plays a huge role in the aging process. When you get enough sleep, your body can heal, your mind stays sharp, and you're more likely to feel energetic and ready to take on the day. So prioritizing your sleep is one of the best things you can do for your long-term health. Now I know we've covered a lot already: moving well, eating for heart health, managing stress, staying mentally engaged, and getting good sleep. It all ties together, doesn't it? These habits aren't separate from one another, they build upon each other, creating a foundation for better health and greater vitality. When you start integrating these practices into your life, it's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. And that's exactly what we're aiming for: a life that's not only long, but also full of energy, joy, and connection. But there's one more habit left to explore, the final piece of the puzzle. It's something that when you embrace it, can completely change the way you approach aging. So let's take a look at that next, and I promise it's going to wrap everything up beautifully. As we continue exploring the habits that contribute to not just a longer life but a healthier, more fulfilling one, there's one more crucial piece of the puzzle that I want to dive into. It's something that many people overlook, but I've seen it make a world of difference in the lives of seniors who truly thrive. It's all about maintaining your sense of independence and adaptability even as you get older. I know that as we age, we might start to feel a little more vulnerable, a little more reliant on others, and perhaps even more hesitant to try new things. But the healthiest seniors, the ones who stay sharp, vibrant, and excited about life, are the ones who know how to adapt to the changes that come with age without losing their sense of independence. Now, I'm not talking about trying to do everything on your own, no matter how difficult it gets. That's not realistic, and it's okay to lean on family or friends when you need help. What I'm talking about is the mindset you carry. When you hold on to a sense of agency, even in small ways, it allows you to maintain control over your own life and the choices you make. And that's what keeps you going. For example, think about how you approach challenges. Instead of thinking, "I can't do that anymore," try thinking, "How can I do that differently?" This simple shift in mindset is one of the key factors that sets those who age gracefully apart from those who feel stuck or overwhelmed by the changes that come with growing older. Whether it's figuring out a new way to keep your home safe and accessible, learning to use technology to stay connected with loved ones, or finding a way to enjoy the activities you've always loved with a few adjustments, being open to change is incredibly empowering. And this doesn't just apply to physical health either. It also applies to how you approach life mentally and emotionally. Seniors who remain adaptable are often the ones who have learned how to embrace new routines, pick up new technologies, and try things that keep their brains and hearts engaged. Maybe that means learning how to video call a grandchild or diving into a new online class. No matter how small or seemingly simple, these little adjustments can make a huge difference in how you feel and how connected you are to the world around you. But I understand that making those changes can be challenging. It's natural to resist anything that feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. The key is to take it slow. Give yourself permission to step outside your comfort zone in small, manageable ways. For example, maybe you've been thinking about trying yoga but it feels intimidating. Instead of jumping into a full class, why not start with some beginner videos on YouTube? You don't have to be perfect at it. Just taking that first step toward trying something new can give you a sense of accomplishment and keep you mentally and physically engaged. As we wrap up these habits, let me remind you of something truly important. It's not about being perfect, and it's not about following some rigid set of rules. It's about being kind to yourself and finding what works for you at this stage of life. The truth is, the healthiest seniors don't wait for things to magically improve. They take control of their health, they adapt, and they find ways to embrace life no matter what their age. When we focus on movement, heart health, stress management, mental engagement, sleep, and adaptability, we're not just extending our years, we're making those years count. We're creating a life that feels meaningful, active, and full of joy. And isn't that what we all want as we get older? Not just more time, but more quality time, the kind where we feel like we're truly living, not just existing. So I want to encourage you to take one of these habits, maybe even just one, and start working it into your routine. Start with something that feels right for you. You don't have to do it all at once, and you certainly don't have to do it perfectly. The most important thing is that you're making an effort to care for yourself, to nourish your body and mind, and to keep moving forward. Because the more you do it, the more you'll see how capable you are. Age is just a number, and you're proving that every day with each small step you take. I truly believe that with these simple habits you can feel younger, healthier, and more vibrant than ever at any age. And I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. You've got this. I'd love to hear how these ideas resonate with you. Are there any of these habits you're already practicing? Or maybe there's one you're excited to try? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on how to live your best life at any age. Here's to embracing the years ahead with energy, joy, and the freedom to live life on your own terms. You deserve it.